If you sell digital products on Etsy, you'll quickly realize that you have a max attachment limit of 5. So, what happens when you're selling a bundle or have 5 or more sizes that you offer? Well, there's two ways that I like to get around this. One will be Dropbox, one will be Google Drive. They're the same process. Google Drive, some people prefer just because you don't necessarily have to pay. With Dropbox, you run out of storage quite quick, so you will have to pay a subscription. Let's hop over to Dropbox and show that one first. So I'm here in Dropbox. I'm going to be working with it's just some photos from my trip. One sec, I'll slide these over to another side. You're just going to open a new folder, name it what you want. So I'm going to do demo files. Sorry, it's a bit laggy. Create, just grab all the files you want to upload. In my case, I'm just going to upload 7 images. So this is above the 5 image limit. Drag them over, just drop them in. You will see on the right here that they are uploading, and clicking the share folder. This will be an editing link, as you can see here. So if you sell to multiple people, they open this file, they can download the file, but they can also delete the images from within. And if you don't have a backup, you can be screwed out of this, and it's just a headache. So I suggest going to share folder, hitting the settings icon. This will open up. You can click a link for editing, and then you can get copy link. So copy that, and then we're going to want to move over to a place like Canva to attach this link. So once we're here in Canva, we can just click create here. So once we're here, we can just do whatever. I usually do a thank you note. So you can do thank you card, thank you letter, doesn't really matter. We'll choose a letter. Once this new document has opened, you can go ahead and click this. You don't need Canva Pro for any of this. Just go ahead. I like to add a little text. In Elements, I'll just go download here. So these are Pro, but you don't really need anything fancy. Uh, Sorry about the little pop-up. You don't need anything fancy. The main thing is just add some text. So as you can see here, I wrote, your images are available by clicking the link. Obviously make this a little more aesthetic. Like, you don't want this too much, but something like this that makes it clear that this download PDF is the link that will take them to the Dropbox. It's easy for them to get confused and see only one attachment and message you and say, hey, like I thought there were 7 images. Like, why am I only getting one attachment? So make this clear that they click this. Next, you're going to add a link. So you can just start typing. I'll say click here. Let's make this a bit bigger. Size 50. Again, make this a little more aesthetic. Then right click it. And you are going to choose link. So Control K you can also hit. And then you're going to paste that link that we previously copied in here and hit done. So now if they click this link, it will take them to the Dropbox. So my computer was being a bit slow there, but as you can see, it took us to the Dropbox we just made. So we can close out of that. Now saving this, you're going to want to save and export this as a PDF. So I'm going to hit download, click download here. It's going to prompt us over here. And we don't want a PNG because a PNG is not clickable. A JPEG is not clickable. You want either PDF standard or PDF print. I just use PDF print. That's just my preference. There's no real difference. The link will be a hyperlink in either option. So we'll click PDF print and download. So this will download. So when your customer buys your product, they will get sent this PDF. They will download it. Now where it says click here, you can see that my mouse goes to a click. And again, that will take us to the Dropbox link we can see right here. Back here, I recommend copying a good template and just switching out this link. You can just go here, hit edit, and switch out the link every single new Dropbox instead of having to recreate this from scratch. You can do that if you want, but just to speed up the process, I like to have a template where you just swap out the link here. So again, that's here. So that was how to get around the 5 attachment limit on Etsy using Dropbox. Now we will use Google Drive and walk you through that so that you can have the preference of Dropbox or Google Drive. Once you're in your Google Drive, as we can see here, you're going to want to click New and then a new folder. So I usually recommend naming this your shop, so we can say Etsy store create. So once you're in Etsy store, you want to click into it. So here you're going to want to make subfolders. So if you're selling like a planner, you'll want to make a file for planners. If you have a calendar, you'll want to do one for calendar, and then everything within that category is here. This helps you down the line if you want to sell an everything in my shop folder, which is pretty common once you scale. You will have these folders so that your customers aren't too confused and you have 200, 300, 400 random folders or files in here. So I recommend doing subfolders early on because it gets quite messy quite quick. So here we'll do, I'll just say trip photos, create. Once that's created, we can go into it again. Here, I'm going to drag in the same 7 images. I'll actually add an 8th just so you know it works. So here's adding an 8th. See the same thing on the right, uploading your items. And they'll get a check mark once they're uploaded, and they will also show up here. So we can see all of our 8 uploads have been attached this time. So we can go ahead, click out of this. So here, before we had the chain look and share icon, here we can just click on our folder and we can click share. But I tend to go back to the master folder and then just share it from here. So there's 2 options. I think you can also click this, see here. So there's a lot of places share. So here you have a few ways to share the link. We saw we can use this. We can click here, get to share. So we can go to share. Make sure all of our permission is correct. You can copy the link here. You can change restrictions. Do how you please, and then you copy the link. So once the link's copied, we'll do the same thing. We'll hit done. We'll return to our Canva. So here, assuming this is a new one, we will have made a copy. So we can say Google Drive Photos. And now here, so you notice here how this is our Dropbox link. We're going to hit edit link, and then we can get rid of that and paste in our new link. Hit done. You see how this updates to our Google Drive, and that will then take us to this folder that we just created, which has all of our files. And then your client can just come in here, select the ones they want. So usually these are different sizes, different ratios, or different color. It depends what you're selling. And then they can just download them and print them off, use them however they please. When it comes time to adding your listing, you'll just click add listing. You'll fill out everything you want. So if it's digital prints, art, whatever, hit continue. You'll do digital files. You can say I did, it's a finished product. When was it made? You can choose 2020, 2026. You can say created by me, created with AI. I'll just say created by me. Click continue. That created by me and created by AI doesn't show up to the customer. It's just for Etsy. So you'll upload your mock-up images here, and then here you can see you have a 5 attachment limit. This is where you will now drag in your PDF that we just created with the hyperlink. So they'll download it from here once they get the order, and then they can open the file. So just drop in your PDF. They will get this. They'll have the download option, as we said. So we'll open this, then they will click this and go to the Dropbox or the Google Drive. So we'll just hit publish, and then obviously I can't publish now because I don't have these filled out, but this is what you will do. And so that's how you attach it. So that went over how to include more than 5 attachments using Google Drive. So now we've checked off Dropbox and Google Drive. So you have those two options. So pick the one you choose. If you're only selling a few things, Dropbox is fine. Google Drive, I'd say long term, um, might be a little cheaper, but it doesn't really matter if you're making the sales. It's part of the business cost. So thank you for watching, and let me know if you have any questions.